Chris, keeping it real. Not an actual coronavirus update, but yet a COVID-19 coronavirus thought, you know, this whole situation really reminds me of when I used to live up north, and what would happen is that we would get the first snow of the season, and everyone would stay home, and we'd stay home until, you know, the snow was really, we were sure the snow was really done with, and then everybody'd go back to work. And then the second snow would come, and everybody kind of stayed home, but then everybody starts getting a little stir crazy, because, you know, you've been home, you haven't been able to go to work, you haven't been able to do anything, you go to the grocery store, and, you know, by about the fourth or fifth snow, everybody was just kind of like, you know what, I have to go get something, I have to figure out a way to go get the things done that I need to have done, because I simply cannot sit around all winter long waiting for the snow to end. I mean, we can't just ride off 6 months of the year, 4 months of the year, however long it snows up there. It's been a while since I lived there, but I just remember that feeling that, you know, after a while, you just went ahead and did what you had to do. If you had to chain up your tires, that's what you did. If you had to walk somewhere, that's what you did. I mean, you drove somewhere and you were just super careful when you did it, but you still got to where you needed to go. You know, you went to work because you got tired of not having any money. I mean, all these things, they kind of snowballed, pun intended, to the point where you just said, well, I don't care what the weather is outside, I'm just going to go. And I think that's the direction. If a lot of people aren't there yet, I think a lot of people are quickly reaching that point with this coronavirus thing. It's like, well, we can't just not do anything for 6 months or 9 months or a year or however long it's going to take. You know, people are just, you know, it's like, well, I've got to go to work, I've got to go to the grocery store, I've got things to do at the bank, I've got all this stuff, I can't just put my life on hold because there's some kind of chance that I might get this disease, and then there's some kind of really, really small chance that if I do get it, I'll die from it. And it's like, after a while, you just say, well, I'm just willing to take the chance. And I know that's where I am. I'm just, you know, you hear all this stuff, and it's like, but it's like the boy who cried wolf. I mean, yes, I understand that people are dying, and that's not a good thing, but I also understand that a lot of people die every single year from a lot of other things too. And so every time you decide you're going to step out your front door, you're taking a chance. You could get run over by a car tomorrow, you know. And so what good would being safe around coronavirus have done you? You know, I don't think anybody's being reckless in the way well, except all the protesters were, right? But it just goes to show you, you know, there are things that are more important than coronavirus, and you know, having people killed on film or on video was one of those things. You know, that wasn't right, and so that's, you know, people aren't going to just do what the government tells them to do, and nowhere is that more apparent than there's a store I go to in Southern Virginia, and the governor just instituted last Friday. Good thing I've got them at home, and I'm going to take care of that today. It sounds a lot worse than it really is. But you know, you have to wear a face mask when you go into a public building, any kind of inside building. I mean, a public building, not just any. Your own apartment's fine, but whatever. And there's one store where absolutely nobody's wearing a mask, and it's like, okay, well, and I just think all those people, they're like, you know, they have like 150 cases in their entire county. Cumulative cases, not current cases, cumulative cases. And everybody's just kind of like, you know what, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. We really don't care anymore. That's the way you get. And that's the way more and more people are going to get, because they're sick and tired of being told what to do without any real concrete is this really doing anyone any good? Can you tell me in concrete terms, please? Nobody does. All they do is say how much worse it's going to be if you don't keep the lockdown orders. Well, just like today, you know, the NC, North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services Secretary was out there saying, well, all these people who are out to protest need to get tested because we're going to have a huge spike in coronavirus cases. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll see in 2 weeks now, won't we? I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think I am, though, because I don't think it's that easy to get. And I have another video upcoming, like right now, after I get done ranting about this just a little bit. You know, if you are truly concerned about your safety, about your health, I said you need to stay home. That's all there is to it. You need to pick your times when you go out. I believe it's perfectly safe to go out, but pick your times. Go in the morning early when stores first open. You can have your social distancing and all that kind of good stuff, but I don't think it's fair to put the burden for your safety on the rest of society. You need to take the lead in that. You need to be the one to make rational decisions based on the data that you have available to you. Any questions or comments, leave them in the section below. Like and subscribe. We appreciate when you do. We'll see you on the next video.